It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. You asked for it, I'm gonna deliver it. Somebody, or a few of you actually, suggested with the Lidl beer battles that I've done, all the little lagers, and all of the Aldi lagers I've done, pitched them together, seen which ones is best, which is the best Lidl lager, which is the best Aldi lager. A few of you suggested, why don't you put all of Aldi's lagers up against all of Lidl's lagers? So 17 beers I've counted, all behind me, no structure. I'm going to have no structure with this. All I'm going to do is roll my sleeves up and get going. There's going to be, I suppose, a little bit of structure in that we will go for kind of the basement beers first, the bagging beers first, put them up against each other, and then we'll just see how we get on. So we're going to crown which is the best beer from the budget supermarkets, Lidl or Aldi. Let's get started. I'm not going to mention price. I've decided 17 beers. If I try and remember all the prices of these beers, then I'm going to be in big trouble. So they come in, I'll give you a kind of ballpark figure of end of 2023 where these beers lie. Right. Stick the bar lights on and off we go. So I'm going to start off with the two obvious beers, Aldi's Galahad lager versus Lidl's Excelsior lager. Both in blue tins, both 4% ABV, both kind of probably looking to be a little bit like a tin of Foster's. Let's get these out. Galahad. And it'll be a bit different. I'm going to try not to kind of go back and forth in terms of kind of which one's better than which. It'd be too much beer to drink. Excelsior from Lidl. Now, there was a stage in my life where I used to buy these an awful lot. When I first bought this house, to buy these cheap lagers, they were kind of my Friday night entertainment, and they were all right. They really were. But I'm going to rate them individually. Good carbonation, better carbonation on the Excelsior from Lidl. They look very similar though in look. Aroma, sweet. Slightly syrupy. Let's get in. Passable stuff. Aldi Galahad. For a cheap bagging basement beer, there's no off flavours, there's nothing particularly wrong with the beer, it's just been brewed to be just about okay. So I'm going to give it a just about okay score of 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for Aldi's Galahad lager. Excelsior by Lidl. Sweet. Again, very similar. This one more carbonated. Nothing massively wrong with it. Brewed to a price, something like £2.50 for 4 cans, that sort of price range. For the two beers, Galahad and Excelsior. Very similar beer to Aldi's Galahad is the Lidl's Excelsior. I'm going to say 6 out of 10. 2 beers down. Let's get to the third. I could have really started on this. This is a beer review that I did really kind of very close, very recently. This is Aldi's Carter's Quality Lager Beer. People commented in the comments box that it's not a Carlin rip-off, it's actually a Coors rip-off. But I think it's something about it's ripping off the two beers really. Carter's is 7 letters, same as Carlin, and then you've got your Rockies on the top. So I think it's ripping off the two beers personally, but it's 3.4% ABV. This is going to be mega. Not this particular beer, but I'm thinking about this whole video. Because we don't pause the video unless the door knocks or something like that happens. We just go all the way through. Tasting beers. This is something like £2.50 for 4 cans. Good carbonation. Similar to the, it's actually a little bit darker than the Excelsior. And importantly, it's darker than the Galahad from Aldi. Less carbonation, 1 finger white head, amber in colour, aroma. Tinny. A little bit metallic. Definitely lighter than the Excelsior and the Galahad. You can definitely taste that kind of 3.4% ABV. Very light. Better than Carling though, interestingly enough. It's a better beer than actual Carling Black Label. Have a look at the video, Carter's versus Carling, if you want to see that. Light, kind of. That's a kind of like a 12 o'clock Sunday lunchtime beer where you can drink 4 cans of it. In fact, I probably wouldn't bother. Very watery, very thin. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. That's the Carter's done. Moving on, where do we go next? I said there's no structure to this video. Now I think this little Stumpy bottle from Lidl is the next one to go for. 4% ABV, 250 millilitres. They did have, or Aldi do sell, Aldi sell their own little Stumpy bottles, but when I was in Aldi they didn't have any in stock. So if you're in your local Aldis, Aldi do some little Stumpy French bottles too. This is Lidl's version, Sainte Bertin. I didn't like this before really. Can't really imagine me liking it too much again. I found it very tinny, but this could be a different batch. Light amber in colour, good carbonation, clear beer. Actually, it's funny. It's a lot better. It's a lot better than the Carter's, the Excelsior and the Galahad. A lot better. It's grainy. This is the first grainy kind of malty all malt lager that I've tried. That's not bad, you know. not bad. Must have been a different batch because I reviewed that a month ago and I didn't like it at all. Much better batch this time round. That's all right, you know. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Did about £4.50, £5 for a pack of 10 these St. Bertins. Not bad at all. Good value for money. What I find with these experiments when I'm drinking lots of beer, I like to mention the moment where I start to feel the beer. Now, even though I've just started sipping the beers, when I turned my head, it was a little bit like, not of course, not crazy. I'm not slurring, my speech is not kind of impedimented, whatever the word is. You just slightly lightheaded, if you like. Got a bit of a cold. Excuse my coughing. Right, where are we going to next? So we've got Galereux, 4.8%, 1897, 5%. Saint Etienne, I think, 4.6% ABV is the next beer to go to, and this is from Aldi. This is like for me, a Stella Artois rip-off, but it's better. It's better than Stella Artois. This beer is not expensive either. The whole point of this video is to show people there's a big alternative to the mass-produced brands. And actually, you wouldn't be giving a Foster's or a Carlin over a 4 or a 5 out of 10, would you? So you might as well drink Excelsior or Galahad or the Carters. This is the whole point of this video. You wouldn't give British brewed Stella Artois a massive high rating, would you? In terms of how, is it drinkable? Is it decent? That's the reason why we're reviewing this today. Aldi's version of Stella Artois, Saint Etienne. One finger white head. A little bit of suspension there in the glass, which is interesting. Good levels of carbonation. Amber in colour. Let's get the aroma. Slightly farty, this one. A little bit of maybe some kind of Bertinization of like hard water coming through on this. Let's get in. Cheers, everybody. Ooh, yeah, ooh. It's not been in my fridge that long. I mean, it's in date. Yeah, it didn't go off until June 2024. Oh, this is not very nice at all. I think they've actually modelled it on British brewed Stella Artois, where it's just not nice to taste either. That's probably the worst beer of the day so far. And it's interesting because the other beers are cheaper. We're going up in ABV now. This should all start tasting a little bit better, shouldn't it? Not a fan of that. Earthy, spicy, slightly metallic. I've probably rated it higher in the past. What you'll find sometimes with these beers is that they slightly differ batch to batch. Some batches will be better. I didn't like the first batch of this St. Bertin that I reviewed. Second time I bought it, much better beer. I've liked the Saint Etienne in the past. On this occasion, don't like it. Don't like it. That's a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. So, moving on. Where do we go from here? We got some special beers as well. I say special beers. I found this in my local Lidl. Perlenbacher Bavarian lager beer. That should be pretty good. But that's like a special. That's like you're not going to buy it all year round. But and this is how I base my purchases. If it's there and it's a lager, I buy it. It becomes involved in this. It probably didn't want to get involved, but it's involved in this battle. Let's try the Galereux. Galereux traditional beer. This is probably Lidl's version of a Stella Artois, maybe. Let's get it out into a glass. We'll get 500 millilitres here compared to Aldi's version, which is 440 millilitre. But can you see the branding? The branding is very similar. People say Lidl and Aldi, you know, but you've got to look at it. They both got gold rings, top and bottom. They both got red and white and gold all over the can, in various degrees of how it's all done. It's quite interesting, isn't it? This one's 4.8% ABV versus Saint Etienne's 4.6% ABV. Probably, I say probably because I can't remember all the prices. Probably talking about maybe £3 for 4 cans of this. Would I be too far out if I was to say in 2023, £3 for 4 cans? Three finger whitehead, good levels of carbonation, amber in colour, good head retention. Let's get the aroma. The aroma is a bit better than the Saint Etienne, but I got a funny feeling that they Lidl and Aldi have drunk a recent Stella Artois and they've gone, ooh, we need to brew something like similar because people actually like that stuff. It's almost as if they're like trying to copy how bad Stella Artois is. This, again, a little bit earthy, a little bit kind of, smells a bit dull, you know? It doesn't smell crisp and refreshing. It smells a bit dull and earthy. Let's get in. But it doesn't taste too bad actually. It doesn't taste too bad at all. A little bit of beer left in the can too. I'm not sure if my microphone can pick it up. Can you hear the wind? The wind is howling today. I live in a ditch. It's not bad. Peppery, spicy, drinkable, much better on this occasion. And I stress this because, as I've mentioned a lot in these videos, the beers tend to fluctuate batch to batch. Not really a fan of the Saint Etienne from Aldi, but the Lidl version, the Galereux, this is a much better beer. Clean, crisp, not very nice on the aroma. The aroma, I was thinking, oh my goodness me. But the aroma's not too bad. Sorry. The aroma is awful. The taste isn't that bad. There will be a couple of mistakes. It's all shot in one take. No editing. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer for the Galereux from Lidl. Moving on. moving on. Where are we going next? Now, I think we're into... shall we open up a bottle? 4.6 Birra Mapelli. If you notice, Lidl and Aldi, look how similar they are. Look how similar. And of course, they're ripping off Birra Moretti. Absolutely ripping the pants off Birra Moretti. But importantly, it's about 80 pence cheaper than a Birra Moretti. Each beer. Both 4.6% ABV, both in 500 milliliter bottles, both in the slender chimney style bottles, both in brown glass, both have very similar branding. I think, as with this is off the cuff, I think we can quite safely put these two beers up against one another. Why not? So, bottle opener, where have I put, there it is. Bit of Bionda. This is from Lidl. Nucleated glass. Always like to stress that in case the other glass isn't nucleated. The other thing as well, we don't have 17 of the same style lager glass. Name any household that has 17 of the same lager glass. Okie dokie then, 2-finger white head, good carbonation, clear as a whistle, clear as a bell, light amber in colour. We're starting to have a little bit of room. We're starting to make some room on the bar now. This is Birra Mapelli. This is from Aldi. Aldi, yes. Right, I'm going to go with a similar style glass. There's no etching on the bottom. See that how similar the glass is. Or I could go slightly different glass, not going to make much difference, and I can use an etched glass. I can use that kind of where it creates the carbonation. I think I'm going to go, just to be fair, I'm going to go with this style glass. Whoa. Slightly more carbonated. I'm enjoying this. I'm really enjoying this video, by the way. So the two beers. Bionda. Full glass of beer. Rather large carbonation. Light amber in colour. 1-finger white head. Birra Mapelli, you can see that etching on the glass, look. You can see it right there. Look at that, look how much carbonation that's creating. It looks maybe a little bit more straw coloured. Yeah, maybe the Mapelli is slightly more kind of, it looks a little bit more kind of refined. Definitely the carbonation looks a little bit more refined in the Mapelli. So what do I mean by refined? An old brewer once told me, and I will take this to my grave because it's always been right. The smaller the bubble, the better the beer. This beer has slightly smaller carbonation than the Bionda, and I can almost guarantee that the beer is going to be better based on that kind of judgment alone. He was a lovely guy, lovely brewer. I met him down at Wells and Young's 2012. His name was Jimmy Robinson. What a guy. Loved his beer. Right. One finger, Whitehead on the Bionda. Let's get in. Lovely beer. Lovely Italian style lager, crisp, smooth, drinkable. The other thing about Lidl and Aldi, and these are just tips I'm offering up. The beers in the bottles seem to have a better level of quality straight away. The moment I put that round my gums, that was a better beer, a much better beer than the tins so far. That has a lovely quality about it. Crisp, clean, refreshing, refined, drinkable, lovely. I'm trying to get all of the Mapelli in just to offer up some kind of, I just want to make it fair, you know. Mapelli. Do you know, that is, it's a little bit more grainy, and this is down to your personal preference. If you like slightly more kind of malty, grainy beer, then maybe the Mapelli is for you. It's also got that slight Heineken, like slight, it's got a little bit more in the way of hops coming through. That kind of, I'm very, very tempted to use the word skunky, but it's not skunky. It's something slightly like a stinging nettle flavour. Beautiful beer. I would buy either one of these beers every time over Moretti, over Birra Moretti. This is much better quality beer. What you'll find is Aldi and Lidl will rip things off in the beer world, but 9 times out of 10, their rip-off beers are better. They really are better beers. I've taken a long time on these, so I'm going to be quick now. Birra Bionda. So we're not confused. This is Lidl. Definitely sweeter than the Mapelli. On reflection now, going back, and this is where it's all going to get very confusing, because I've rated some of the lagers a 7, but I've rated them because they're cheap. They're cheap 7s. Does that make sense? They're cheap. These beers are cheaper. You can pick these up for £2.50. For £2.50, it's worth a 7 out of 10. So please don't be confused by my rating scale here. For a quality lager now in a bottle, even though I'm going to say it's still a 7 out of 10 for the Bionda from Lidl, it's a 7 in terms of premium, what you're paying for. You're paying more money now, but it's a 7 in terms of the higher quality bracket. Does that make sense? I apologise if it doesn't. Birra Mapelli. That is a much, this beer from Aldi is really good. That is absolutely solid. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for the Mapelli. Oh, still going, still going. Starting to feel it now. I'm spinning around. Right. We have very limited space. Oh, we still got a whack of beers to go, haven't we? Do you know, I set myself deadlines now on the channel. Because if I don't set myself deadlines, I'm not going to get anything done. This video is filmed on the day of the release of this video. So this video should be released at 10:30 in the morning on the 21st of December 2023. I'm looking at the clock on the microwave and it's 9 minutes past 9. So let's see if we got it out by 10:30. Rossini versus Birra Italiana lager. Rossini is from Aldi. Birra Italiana is from Lidl. Both 5% ABV. Both in green glass bottles. And they both look like Peroni, don't they? They both look like Peroni. I feel like I got froth coming out my throat. I need some Gaviscon or something. Right. From here on in, it's going to be carnage, I can tell. I can tell by the way I'm opening the bottles. This could be carnage. Do we have two of the same glasses? Do you know, I'm going to have to use ale glasses, I'm sorry. I don't have anything left. So this is a 21st of December. This is a kind of like watch it over Christmas. This might be a blooming hour-long video. This is like your hour. This is like your Top Gear special from Real Ale Craft Beer, or this is the equivalent of an hour's special of the Grand Tour. I'm giving you an hour of video. Well, trying to. This is my special edition episode. This is Rossini, and this is from Aldi. Aldi. Oh my goodness me, I'm starting to get mixed up now by the discount supermarkets. I do apologise in advance if this all begins to get a bit messy. I'm only one human being filming one video in one cut. Rossini Lager, Aldi, good carbonation, light amber in colour, one finger whitehead, aroma. Yeah, smells like Peroni. Slightly skunky in that green glass bottle. But that's fine. Many people drink Peroni and they don't know why they like it. They don't know why. They're like, oh, I like that. They like skunky beer. Green glass skunky beer. They don't even know. They don't even understand why they like it. Is it me or is it getting darker? It's the blooming morning. It's meant to be getting lighter. Let's dive in. Cheers. 5% Rossini Lager. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful. Malty, grainy, biscuity, bready, hoppy, peppery, spicy, stinging nettle hops coming through. Yeah, oh, that's good. Do you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead. No. Let's battle it out. I almost rated that straight away. earthy, spicy, peppery, hoppy, stinging nettle. Like it's almost like it's the same beer. It's almost like it's the same beer. Should we speed things up? Both of them, good enough, better than Peroni, 8 out of 10. 8 for the Rossini, 8 for the Birra Italiana. 8 for this, 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Both decent enough rip-off versions of Italian lager. Running out of space massively. Putting bottles and beers on my perfect draft at this stage just to make some room. I sold my crups yesterday. Sold it on Facebook Marketplace. Right. Should we do 1897 next? This is Brasserie 1897. This is an obvious clone on 1664, which is Kronenbourg, which is brewed in France. You have Brasserie, which is the French name for brewery, and it's 1897, not 1664. So this is going to be a French style lager, definitely based on Kronenbourg. Cheap as chips, this. When I go down to Wiltshire to see my brother-in-law, he lives in a bungalow, and the bungalow sides onto Aldi. We could go to Aldi in 2 minutes. In fact, he doesn't have much food in the house because he's literally got a massive food store next to his house. So the beer of choice for my brother-in-law is this. Whenever I see him, whenever I go down to Salisbury to see him, he's got about 20 cans of this 1897 in his fridge. He loves the stuff. Cheap, reliable, drinkable, yeah. One finger whitehead. Good levels of carbonation. Slightly hazy. Let's get the aroma. I don't think I got any more lights to put on. It's like the end of the world, isn't it? What the heck? No, everything's on. All of the lights are on. It's getting darker. Can I tell you a fun fact about France? And not many people know this. France has more breweries in the country than many other countries in the world. Not put together, but individually. If you look at an individual country like, dare I say it, Germany or Czech Republic, France has got like loads, and they're all lager breweries. They all produce cheap lager. France has loads and loads of breweries all over the country, and they're all producing French, you know, like these Stumpy type things. And what I'm going to say about this beer straight away is the reason why I mentioned France has loads of breweries is because this is a typical French lager. This is just typical kind of slightly spiky, hoppy, grainy. Oh. But compared to the Italian stuff, maybe I should have reviewed this first. This goes back to my point with tins. It's almost as if Lidl and Aldi have gone, right, tins, cans of lager are always going to be cheap. It's just got this slightly, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's carbonated. It's 5%. It's slightly syrupy but grainy at the same time. A little bit of kind of hop extract. I reckon they're using maybe some hop oils in this rather than real hops. It just tastes slightly lower in quality than the Birra Italiana or the Rossini lager. It's just, it doesn't quite have that curb appeal of the two bottled lagers from Italy. Yeah, I'm not really feeling that. Not really feeling that at all, actually. It's quite tinny and metallic and blah. But don't get me wrong. If I went back to drinking the Excelsior now, or the Galahad, or the Carters, I would be saying exactly the same thing. And that's the reason why I opened them first. Maybe if it was all off the cuff, there was no structure to this video. Maybe if I thought about it a little bit more, I would have put the 1897 before the full premium quality bottled lagers. Right, I think we'll move on to the rubbish beer now, the beer that I do not like. We'll get this out of the way. We'll get this out of the way rather quickly. This is El Bandido. This is a tequila flavoured beer, 6%, 5.9% ABV. And this is obviously, and I don't know who drinks this stuff. I do not understand. I'm just going to swig it out the bottle because it's in a clear glass bottle. It's not as if you need to know what the damn stuff looks like. I'm not a Desperados fan. Never will be, never have been. This is from Aldi. Lidl did a version, but they seem to have discontinued it now. They don't have it in my local Lidl anymore. Let's get this one out the way. That's the first time you'll ever see me do a beer review drinking out the bottle. That is like, it's like Haribo. It's like sweet shop. It's like sweet, syrupy, messy, lime infused lemonade. Oh. If you're a Desperados fan, then I'm sure you'll like it. I don't. I'm going to rate it 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 for the El Bandido. We'll leave that there. Moving on. Now, this is an interesting battle. Rheinbacher Pilsner. Aldi. Perlenbacher Pilsner. Green glass bottle. Lidl. Now, if you've been shopping in Lidl or Aldi, then you will no doubt know these two beers. You will definitely know these beers. These are the bread and milk, the cheese. If you're a beer drinker and you shop in Lidl or Aldi, this will just get chucked in your trolley and you won't even bat an eyelid. It's just good, solid, dependable, cheap German Pilsner. But which is best? Let's find out. Oh, I sounded very professional then, didn't I? Oh, that was as professional as I sounded all day. German pint jugs for these. I've kept these beers for the German pint jugs because I really respect it. I really, really respect these beers. They're just solid, dependable beers that deserve those German pint mugs. Literally bottle caps landing in beers at this point. There's beer everywhere. Oh, this is Christmas. Gonna have a good day today. The wife will come in. No, you're not having any tea. No tea for you. I've got all the nutrition that I need. Right, where are we going first? Well, look at this. Perlenbacher on the right. I'm shaking it around like it's a Weiss beer. Okay. This is Aldi's Rheinbacher. This is Lidl's Perlenbacher. Can you notice a difference? Both in a Hofmeister glass. There's no difference in the glasses whatsoever. Can you remember earlier on what I was telling you about the brewer that told me the smaller the bubble, the better the beer? Well, the Aldi Rheinbacher has definitely smaller carbonation. Definitely smaller carbonation than the Lidl Perlenbacher. And it has better head retention too. And that's got me wondering, is the battle won already? Is Rheinbacher better than Perlenbacher Pils? Let's find out. Rheinbacher. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful beer. That is so dependable, lovely, peppery, spicy, stinging nettle, fantastic, fantastic beer. So cheap too, so cheap, so cheap. Unbelievable. Perlenbacher Pils. Yeah. It's nice. It's a bit more raw. That would be my initial instinct, is to use the word raw. It's got more of an astringent bitterness. It's slightly more rough with the carbonation. Both biscuity, bready beers. What have we got left? I might need a toilet break, you know. I might do my first ever cut without the door knocking. Yeah, I've drunk enough. What have we been going now? We've been going 50 minutes, something like that. Need a wee. Right. Perlenbacher. Yeah. Perlenbacher is the better beer. It's smoother, crisper. Cleaner. That's the word. It's a cleaner beer. It's a cleaner beer. Now, I'm surprised by that. You can buy a bottle of Perlenbacher. Last time I looked, £1.20 a bottle. Rheinbacher, last time I looked, £1.20 a bottle. They might have gone up a bit with this whole inflation thing. They might be £1.40 now. Who knows? What I'm trying to say is, they're that good beers for the price. They go in my trolley regardless of the price. I mean, when you go to Marks and Spencer's, first thing you do in Marks and Spencer's, unless you're super rich, is you look at the price tag, don't you? Ooh, how much is that beer? I'm dancing now for a wee. Dancing for a wee. How much is that beer in Marks and Spencer's? How much am I going to pay for that beer? So, the thing is with Lidl and Aldi, you go in with a different mindset. You go in with the mindset of, it's a discount supermarket. They're going to give you the best quality product for the best quality price. So I'm going to say on this occasion, Lidl's Perlenbacher, slightly more rough around the edges. I can't believe I'm saying this. Yeah, it's slightly more rough around the edges. I'm going to say for the price you pay for it, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Aldi's Premium Rheinbacher Pilsner. On this occasion, it's tasting fantastic. I'm going to say an almost perfect 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. I've got 2 to go. I got the Perlenbacher Bavarian Lager and the Rossini Gran Riserva. But I need to pee. I'll be back now. I am back. I've had a wee, blown my nose, feel a million times better. On we go. And I realised, because it's right behind me and I missed it, that we probably have the most important beer. Blimey, I've drunk some beer. The most important beer of the whole lot so far. I've saved this one till the very last. Well, nearly the very last. This is Steinhäuser German Lager. This is 4.7% ABV in a green glass bottle. This beer might look like the most inconspicuous beer that you've ever seen in your life. You'll pass it like you pass the cheese aisle or the butter aisle. You just may not know it's there, but you know you need it, so you just pick it up. If you haven't tried this beer yet, and you're a lager fan, please, I'm almost begging you at this stage, please pick up a pack of Steinhäuser German Lager from Aldi. This is, for me, the cheapest and best value lager that you will buy in any supermarket in the UK. And if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments box. Really short of glasses at this stage, but I think it deserves, why not stick a Steinhäuser in a Belgian style beer glass? Why not? Let's give this beer the respect that it deserves. Look at this. 1 finger whitehead, good levels of carbonation. A little bit of suspension in the glass. Light amber in colour. Let's get the aroma. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You know, my biggest fear when I first bought this beer was, green glass bottle. That was my biggest fear, but none of it. No skunkiness whatsoever. Super clean. You're picking up the grain and the aroma. Peppery, spicy, hoppy. Loveliness to it. Let's dive in. Cheers. Just brilliant. It's just so simplistic, but it's brilliant. It's brilliant in its simplicity. Lots of grain, little bit of dryness, on its way to becoming lovely and bitter and peppery and spicy. This beer, I've been going for an hour now. Nearly an hour. This beer's been out the fridge it's been sat there out the fridge for 50 minutes at least. It is tasting absolutely fantastic. Out of all the beers I've reviewed today, every single one so far, this is just mind-blowing stuff. This is because it's so cheap. It's inconspicuous. It sits on the shelf in Aldi. It doesn't wave its hands everywhere. It doesn't say, look at me. It doesn't have funky, multicolored labels. But it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant beer. Oh, clean, refreshing, crisp, drinkable. Give me 10 bottles. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for just pure German quality brewing. Hops, malt, yeast, water. Job done. Right, I have a choice now. I've drank Rossini Gran Riserva on the channel on a number of occasions. You've probably all seen the review. 5.9% ABV. It's interesting though, because Lidl, two things about this video. One, Aldi seem to have more of a variety of beer. The second thing, Aldi have delved into the kind of more premium end of the beer market a little bit more than Lidl. Am I fair to say that? Okay, you can buy the Von Kleur stuff in Lidl, but you can only buy that every now and again. You can't buy the Von Kleur stuff all year round. But in Aldi, you can buy this beer all year round. They're kind of catering to the people who maybe want a strong beer to finish their night on. But I'm not going to start there. Or I'm not going to finish there. I'm going to probably kind of put this first, because this is a beer, 4.7% ABV, and it's Perlenbacher Bavarian lager beer. And I've still got my Perlenbacher Pils here, which is 4.8% ABV in a green glass bottle. This is 0.1% ABV less. I've never had this beer before. It's described as a Helles lager. And I'm just wondering what this beer has to offer. I'm just wondering, is it going to be dark? Is it going to be light? Let's have a look. I don't know, never had it before. Okay, so it's in between. You can definitely see the malt, you can definitely see the grain in this beer. We got a 2-finger whitehead, good levels of carbonation. And you can see that little bit of sediment there floating around in the glass. Look at that. Suspended, slightly suspended sediment. Great head retention. Let's get the aroma. I'm already thinking about the title of this video. I think I'm going to call it the 1 hour special. It's literally an hour long video, isn't it? Apart from a pee break. If I'm honest, slightly, the Steinhäuser still kind of beats, the Steinhäuser is just terrific. Hoppy, peppery, spicy, slightly earthy. Let's get in. Cheers everybody. Oh, Stone the crows. Stone the crows. See, this is what slightly annoys me. This is what slightly annoys me about Lidl. This beer, and they know how to brew it because it's from Lidl. It's from the Perlenbacher range of beers, but it's Bavarian. It's Bavarian brewed beer. Oh, this is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It's clean, it's crisp, it's refreshing, it's smooth, it's not aggressive like the green glass bottle of Perlenbacher premium pills. It doesn't have that kind of aggressive hop bitter finish. It's just all wrapped up in a lovely package. It's a bit like engines. You can have an engine from Vauxhall, Opel, and it'll be lots of noise. Or you can buy a Ferrari and it'll purr. It will purr like a kitten. And there's your difference. There's your difference. They'll both get you from A to B. The both cars will get you from A to B. But the one car will get there in perfect quality, perfect harmony, whilst the other will rattle your teeth out while you get there. This beer will not rattle your teeth out whatsoever. In fact, I'm going to rush to Lidl tomorrow now because I can't drive the car. And I'm probably going to empty their shelves because believe it or not, as of December 2023, this beer, which is incredible if you're a lager drinker, this is incredible. This was in the orange labelled bag-in bin area of Lidl, and there was loads of the stuff. The thing is in life is that there's not much in the way of bargains anymore, is there? There's not much in the way of a proper bargain. But there is in beer. Because there's a lot of people, lots and lots of people out there, they'll watch a Peroni advert on the telly and they'll go, that's the beer I'm going to buy because the television ad told me so. And then there's some of us who will creep round the orange sticker, yellow sticker area of supermarkets and have a little look. Have a little look, open your eyes, have a little look. I've seen cases after cases after cases of this stuff. When I seen Bavarian lager beer, and when importantly, when I seen that badge, because you can only put that badge on the can if it's actually brewed in the geographical location of Bavaria, I thought, yeah, I'll pick a couple of cans of this up. This is spotless beer. Comparing it to Perlenbacher Pils, same name. Dishwater. Absolute dishwater compared to this. Really, unbelievably so. This, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going to put it side by side with the Steinhäuser. Which was my previous favourite. Beautiful. Beautiful, hoppy, stingy nettle. Yeah. The beer. Great beer. But this has another level. I can't believe it has another level. Just that's like cream. It's like the finest Jersey milk you can buy at Christmas time to go on your cornflakes or you know, when you want to really treat yourself. But it's cheap. It's so cheap at the moment. I'll be releasing this video. Might be 11 o'clock now. I will be releasing this video within the next hour of me filming this video. If you've got any sense about you, and if you've got time, because I know it's Christmas, you will dash off to your local Lidl and you will clear the shelves of this. If you're a beer drinker, if you know your stuff, if you know that badge there, which is beer that's been brewed in the geographical area of Bavaria, one of the finest brewing cities in the whole world, you will go to Lidl and you will clear the shelf. And you will send a message to Lidl to brew that beer and replace it with the Perlenbacher Pils. Replace it. All day long. All day long. You'll tell Lidl to replace. Just clear them out. Clear that is my message of the day so far. Clear Lidl's out of the Perlenbacher Bavarian lager beer. It's a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Craft Beer. Beer number 17. The last one. It's definitely a 1 hour special. I can't believe it. Normally I'm like literally gargling froth at this stage of the review. Unfortunately, Lidl don't offer a premium beer all year round. And my message to Lidl is to please offer a premium beer all year round, because what Aldi are doing here is they're catering for the people that may not be able to afford to shop in Marks and Spencer's, but they obviously can afford to shop in Aldi, but they still want a little bit of quality. They still want, you know, that. And I think Aldi get that. Aldi definitely get it, because they put that in their supermarket all year round. Brown glass bottle, 660 millilitres, 5.9% ABV. This is the Rossini Gran Riserva. Let's get it out into a glass, see what we get. Do I have a glass? Yes, I do. Little puff of the cheeks there. Little puff of the cheeks. Beer number 17. Oh, I wish it could be. Two finger whitehead. Good levels of carbonation. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Look at this. Amber in colour. Let's get the aroma. Oh, it's good. It's really good. Biscuity, bready, hoppy, a little bit of quality there. This one will cost you. Oh, blimmin' heck. I don't know, something like £1.90, maybe £2 a bottle as of 2023. Around. Don't go, no, it costs £2.39, because I get loads of them comments. Just about £2-ish a bottle. But the quality is right there. Smells great. Hoppy, spicy, peppery. Let's get in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, this is a challenge. Oh my goodness me, this is a challenge because it's nowhere near. It's nowhere near as good as that Bavarian lager beer from Lidl. It's nowhere near, not a patch on it. How can, I mean, of course, I always go, I mean, for me, ABV plays a big part. I've judged all over Europe, all over the UK, Camera, Seba, judged in all of the finals. And it was always the assumption that you should go, like, you wouldn't judge an Imperial Stout before you judged a batch of best bitter. It's just, like, you just wouldn't do it. So in that frame of mind, you're always thinking, if there's a jump in ABV, alcohol by volume, then you're always going to leave that jump till last, which I've done, which is good practice. I've been taught this by many, many people all around Europe. Leave the higher ABV beers till last because they have more malt, they might need more hops, there's definitely more of an alcohol taste. But on this occasion, I've done what I was told. I've done what I was trained to do. But on this occasion, a 4.7% ABV beer has absolutely knocked out of the park. And let's bear in mind, they're both lagers. It's knocked the 5.9% ABV beer out of the park. And before the review, before drinking this beer from Lidl for the first time, I would have told you that this is the beer. This is, if you want a slightly stronger, it still is. If you want a slightly stronger lager of quality, this is an Italian strong lager. It's good, it's really good. It's hoppy, it's stinging nettle-like, it's peppery, it's spicy, it's drinkable. You got lots of malt coming through for that more or less 6% ABV. But blimey, it does not compare. I am going to Lidl tomorrow and I'm going to buy every available. In fact, I'm going to go to the 2 Lidls just around this area and I'm going to clear every single can of this that I possibly can. And I'm going to have a blooming great Christmas for doing that. That makes me want to go and live in Bavaria and never ever leave Bavaria ever again. That is bliss. That is champagne. That Bavarian lager there by Perlenbacher is champagne. It really, for the beer drinker, there's your beer drinking champagne right there. As for the Rossini Gran Riserva, I did really well. I didn't nail the video. I used my assumption that the higher ABV, that 5.9%, that 6% ABV, was always going to be the better beer. But it turns out I was wrong. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. If you like strong lager, it's decent. But blimey, what a beer! What a beer that is! What a beer! That is the best. That is, without a shadow of a doubt, Now, I'm wondering, because they got the like brewed according to the German purity law, I'm wondering if anybody from Lidl or Aldi are watching this video and whether I've just created a massive problem for definitely Lidl, because their Perlenbacher Pils does not compare to this Bavarian lager beer. It doesn't compare. The trouble is, you have to get across that message. It's very easy for Lidl to get across that message to me that this has that Bavarian geographical stamp on it, and I can totally understand why it's great beer. But it's having to translate that message to the, can I be honest? Do you mind? The common man on the street. And I mean that with the greatest of respects. The common man on the street will probably not understand why his Perlenbacher has gone up in price if they went with this beer. And it's all down to, it's a shame, isn't it? Because Britain, in the UK, we used to kind of like stouts, porters, IPAs. There was a great understanding of beer, but there's not so much a great understanding of beer anymore. People buy beer generally. Can I get a 4 for 3? Can I get 2 for the price of 1? Can I get a 24 pack of Carling for under a tenner? And I've been there. I've been there in my young self. I've done all of those things. It's a difficult one. Personally, if I was a purchasing person at Lidl, I would say scrap that, bump the price up and sell the Bavarian lager. But there's not a lot of people that's going to understand that. And again, I'm giving you this message as somebody who, am I a beer expert? I don't know. I'm just telling you what I like. I think that they should make that decision though. They should make that decision. Lidl, scrap that Perlenbacher Pils in a green glass bottle. Go with that Bavarian. Go with your instincts. That's what I'll say to the Lidl beer buyer. Go with your instincts on this. Rating for the Rossini, 5.9% ABV. Time to go and have a sleep on the couch. Gran Riserva. Good carbonation. Yeah, great. It's just not refined. I can't get back. I can't go back. I can't go back past that Perlenbacher Bavarian lager. I cannot. It's just not refined. And I'm struggling to rate it now, because before that I was like, yeah, this is great. This Rossini Gran Reserve is great. I'm going to say for what it is, for the price point it is a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. I wish everybody a fantastic end of year. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas. If you're watching this in the summer, in the spring, in the autumn, I wish you a good season. It's not just a Christmas video. This is a all year round lager video to watch. It's just so happens that I've recorded it on the 21st of December 2023. So I'm going to wish everybody right now a Merry Christmas. I hope you liked the video. It's been going for over an hour. Over an hour. Hope you liked it. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.